Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I thought we'd take it right down to the minuscule of how do you get customers? How do you, when you're first starting out? I mean, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. My name is Eric, and yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how do you get, the hardest thing is getting that first customer through the door. It really is. Because you're a nobody. And even that customer doesn't know you. Unless it's a friend or a family member. But I'm talking cold. I'm talking people you don't know. And why should they put faith in you to work on their stuff when you have no history, right? It's going to be all based on you and that perception of trust. See, you have to carry yourself in such a way that, and I don't mean to fake it, either you're a trusting person or you're not. If you're a slime ball, I don't know what to tell you because you're not going to last long in business. Because you may fool some of them, but you won't fool all of them. And it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. So each and every customer that you get is testing you to see whether they trust you enough to leave their equipment with you. And the trust factor, there's numerous things that go into it. And one is that they have to trust you, that you know what you're doing, and that you're not going to end up charging them more than what the dang thing was worth, right? So there's the trust up front of, are you a trustworthy person? And then you start getting into the layers of trust. Do I trust you enough to be able to have the abilities to do the work that needs to be done? And then another layer of trust. Can I trust you to take care of me and my needs and not overcharge me? Because a lot of shops have a problem with the front end and the back end. All right? They have the ability to do the work, but they don't come across as trustworthy. And they end up putting screws to the customer. And I've seen big shops do this. So, how do we do it? Well, it's pretty easy. Either you're an honest person or you're not. And if you're not, and you're trying to become an honest person, because people can change, be yourself. Show an interest in the customer. And hopefully you are interested in the customer. Because they're going to be paying your way. And there's different levels of that too. In the way I've done it for years is I want that customer to end up being a friend, okay? And not all customers are created equal in that you have customers that you aren't going to want to have, right? And you'll find that out. And you'll start getting this sixth sense when they show up. And you can just simply say, I don't have any time available. And if I do, it's months away just to get rid of them. But you have the one customer that knows just enough to get themselves into trouble, right? So they know some of the jargon and the parts, but they don't know how to fix it. So those customers, you're going to have to talk more about what you're going to do. Your second customer is the one that is mechanical but doesn't have time. Again, you're going to have to explain what you did. And then your third customer is going to be the one that doesn't know, doesn't care. Just get it running and treat me fairly. Now, some of the things that I've talked with other shop owners and explained to them is you have the ones that like to fish over the phone or send you a message or whatever. And that is, this is what's going on. What do you think? See, and I am guilty of this as well in the past. No more. And that is telling that person what you think. See, the stuff that you look at that is very simple and an easy fix, to them is not. You're in the business to make money, right? You're in the business of whether it be small engine repair, auto, what have you. You have skill sets. It took you a while to learn it. You had to go through and do 10, 12 different ones to find the easiest way to do it. All of this stuff is worth money. And what do I mean by worth money? I mean, we had a guy yesterday that was asking about a tractor. And he was wondering, because he couldn't get it to, what is it? He was trying to get fuel up to the injectors. He couldn't get it to run. He ran out of fuel is what he did. Now, I could simply walk him through on the phone of how you crack each line, you turn it over until you get fuel to the first one, tighten it. But I don't anymore. It's like, no, this is how we make money. This is our livelihood. Why would I take shop work away from the shop and teach somebody else how to do it? To save them money, And nobody else is willing to help them. But that's what I've had to explain to other shop owners is you have experience and knowledge, and that's worth money. And not everybody on the street knows how to do that kind of stuff. And as simple as you think it is, if somebody asks, and like that person did to me, it requires quite a bit, and if you want, we can pick it up, bring it here to the shop, and get it running for you. I'm not telling people how to fix their own stuff, but you will get a lot of people fishing, for information from you. Whether it be, the lawnmower won't start, and you start telling them how to check this and check that, and no. If you're a small engine repair shop, it's, do you want us to pick it up or do you want to drop it off? That's where you have to protect your business, right? Now, this has nothing to do with transferring the information back and forth in between shops. Because if you've watched very many of my videos, I tell you to take your competition and make them your friends, partners. And to share freely between the shops. If a mechanic is having an issue, never seen something before, and yours has, sharing that information back and forth is good. When it's not good, and you'll learn it very quickly, is if one shop is constantly asking and never giving. It's two-way street. You got to be able to help each other out. If you're not helping each other out, then a lot of times it's not beneficial. It's one drawing on the other. So that takes us back to customers again. So how do you get that first customer in the door? First thing you got to do is put a sign up, put your shingle up, saying that you're a small engine repair mechanic, right? A shop. And that shop could be weekends and nights. It could be a mobile service. It could be a brick and mortar, one man band to 15 people. It comes in all shapes and sizes. There's no one size fits all. But every one of them has the same issue of how to get that first customer, that second customer, that third customer, and so forth, right? I can tell you some of the ways that didn't work for us, all right? We tried radio, and I spent like $2,500 on it, and we had one guy call us and want to sell us a lawnmower. That wasn't a winner. We tried print, and we may have gotten one job from that. Not so good. Word of mouth is probably our best. We've done some advertising in a sense on Facebook. If you get in with some of the groups, your local groups, community groups, and a lot of times they will allow you, as long as you're not spamming the group, they will allow you to post like once a month something special or new or what have you to the community where a lot of them come. All right? That's free. Facebook Marketplace, we used to post an ad in there until AI's gotten into there, and they kind of put the kibosh to that. That they don't want any businesses in there because they want the businesses to pay to have them do ad with them. And I'll be honest, we did it their way at first. And I spent, I don't know, probably $3,500 in ads that would show up on news feeds, certain demographic, this and that. But they ended up getting so far out that it wasn't worth our time. They weren't dealing with the local people in the area. They were going like hundreds of miles away and posting that ad on people's Facebook. And it wasn't feasible. You can go to the post office and get postcards. And you can go online and punch in a zip code, and it will tell you how many people are in that zip code. Okay? And then you can go to like Vistaprint and have so many postcards made, and then take it to the post office, and they'll print postage on each one of them. It's less than 40 cents. But by the time you pay for the postcards and the postage, that could get expensive. You can go door to door. On weekends. Get out there. Get yours. Stop. Just say hi and give them a business card or print out brochures or have brochures made. They have a lot of local business functions where you can go set up in a community setting and have your business cards out and there to answer things from people that are from that area, come in and talk with you. And the other thing that I've done that works well is becoming partners with other businesses in the area that aren't small engine, that do other stuff. And I'll tell you, when it comes to, if somebody's asking me about where's the best place to get John Deere tractor parts, it's a John Deere dealer. If it's, somebody for groceries, where's the best place to go for the small mom and pops, to you name it. I'm saying their name. And if they like you enough and they trust you enough, they will reciprocate. If somebody brings up your name in their business, like a hardware store, oh, you got to go see Eric. He's the real deal. He's trustworthy, and he'll take care of you. And the big thing with me is I've got a long history of he will not screw you. He may not tell you what you want to hear, always, but you're never going to be surprised by the bill. One of the things that we've always had for a policy is we will not do anything to a customer's machine that we would not do to our own. And even when it comes to doing it to our own, if it's going to be any kind of money, I'm calling that customer and telling them, this is what we found. This is about what it's going to cost. Now, I would do it if it was my machine, but I'm going to leave it up to you on what your comfort level is. And let them decide. Now, most of my customers will say, Eric, you didn't need to make a call. Just go ahead and do it. If you think it needs it, do it. If it's worth it, do it. But it took a while to build that trust up in those customers, all right? And I still get new customers every day that are testing me to see whether I'm trustworthy again. It's that revolving thing, right? When you first start a business, the hardest thing is trying to get customers in. That's where the customers are going to pay for you to do it. And it takes a while to build up a customer base. If you're in town, you can either build up a base fast and excel, or you can build up customers quick and then fail because you didn't take care of the customer and you weren't trustworthy. See, when it comes to business, and I've seen a lot of guys try to fake it till you make it, to really good business people, we can see right through you. And if we can see right through you, a lot of customers can see right through you. Because one thing you never want to do is think your customer is stupid. Because they aren't. Most of my customers are smarter than I am. They are. And to treat them with any less will put you out of business so fast. It's crazy. Amos, you can chime in here anytime about dealing with in business. If you don't have a reputation of honest, fair, and doing good work, there's always the ones that are going to be cheaper. And I've seen the ones that had the least amount of abilities charging the most money. And then bragging about how much money they're making. Let them brag. Because it won't take long for the community to hear and understand that they're being taken advantage of. And once they understand that or feel that, that business is going to go under. Because they think their customers are stupid. Never underestimate your customer, and you need to get a level of service that's above par. The higher the better, and be fair. That's how you're going to get customers. That's how you're going to get return customers. Because return customers are the cheapest ones to retain. Keep them happy. And if you're keeping them happy, they're going to tell their friends. And before long, the community is going to take care of you as long as you're taking care of the community. That means once you start doing decent to well, give back. A lot of the churches will have, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, certain drives. Give back. Give back when you can. Alright, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. So, it's not easy building a customer base, but you build it one at a time, okay? And it's levels of trust that's going to get you in and have you prosper. My recommendation is nights and weekends and keep it low debt. Don't lie to the customer and always treat them fair. When it comes to fishing, be careful. You're taking work away from yourself. Other shops, no, that's fine. And when I say if it's only one direction, I mean one direction. We've had shops that didn't have a good mechanic, but they had an overflow, and their overflow, we were able to pick up some extra work. That's mutual. It doesn't have to be mechanical to mechanical. It just means between shop and shop, all right? Hopefully, this will resonate with you. And for you guys that are running a business, chime in here and add to it. Because I know I'm missing stuff. Because this brain doesn't work like it used to. But I think I covered the basics of getting that customer in the door. So on that note, you guys have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for allowing me to be part of your family.